right, you're back. Let's keep rolling forward here. Next tonality. It's got a funny name. It's called the I really want to know tonality. You have to kind of figure out weird names because what's happening is when you give someone a tonality, hit them with a tonality, they hear unspoken words. And in this case, the unspoken words are, I really want to know. So I call hence the I really want to know tonality. Let me explain. So again, I mentioned this very briefly in the introduction. I said, you could say to someone, hi, Bill, how are you today? Or, hey, Bill, how you doing today? There's a very big difference in saying to someone, hi, Bill, how are you today? Because when you say it that way, what you're really saying, there's even a tonality there. It's a I don't care tonality. Or, I know that you know that you know that I know that I really give a shit how you doing today, Bill. It's just a perfunctory greeting because we're just trying to be kind to each other here. So, I don't really care. That's what you're saying. Hey, Bill, how you doing today? Hey, Bill, how are you today? That's what that neutral greeting means. That's what he's hearing. That's what he's feeling. So rather than doing that and setting yourself up for a disaster or simply a negative start, what we do is say, hey, Bill, how you doing today? Listen closely. Hi, Bill, how you doing today? You have this upbeat, enthusiastic tone saying, how you doing today? I really want to know. I actually want to ask you this question because I really want to know how you doing today. How long you been living in the area for? Not how long you're living in the area for, so I can check the box on my application here and get that over with. One way he hates you, another way she loves you. Right? Hey, Bill, how you doing today? Jill, how long you living in the area for? Oh, how many kids do you have? I really want to know. I can't overemphasize how important it is that when you're engaged in goal-oriented communication, that you keep stacking on these tonalities, and the trap or the danger is that while it might make sense to you right now, because it just makes sense, when you start presenting again and again throughout a day, 10 presentations, right? What happens is you start feeling weird to keep applying the tonality at that high level because you're like, oh, I'm saying it again. But guess what? It's the first time that individual's hearing it. You understand? So when you're in your 10th, hey, how you doing today, Jim? Or how you doing today, Jill? It's their first time. So don't worry about, oh my God, don't they think I'm weird because I keep sounding like this? No, this is what people want to hear to feel a connection with you. I'll do it again. Hey, Jill, how you doing today? Hey, Jill, how you doing today? Not, hi, Jill, how are you today? I know that you know that you know that I know that I don't really care how you are. Perfunctory, that's the opposite, right? So it's so crucial. Now, remember here, there's a sweet spot. You don't want to say, hey, Jill, how you doing today? I'm like Tony the Tiger. I'm great. Right? You don't want to be a moron about it, right? So there's a sweet spot. You want to be, intelligent here because if you come off too over the top, it's almost disingenuous. But there is that sweet spot of tonality where you're like, hey, Jill, how you doing today? Like, I really want to know. Like, how you doing? All things be, how's it going? And by doing that, you set yourself up now to actually have a little bit of what's called reciprocity, meaning that even that little bit of, it's almost like a comment, like, how you doing? Like, I actually want to know. And by you wanting to know, it all says, like, you care, right? And by definition, I care. And that sets you up to fall into rapport. So it's a really, really, it's subtle, but it's a very important tonality. Okay? It's called the I really want to know tonality. Now let's move forward on to your next tonality, which I also mentioned in the introduction, which was phrasing a declarative as a question. And this is one of my favorite tonalities of all. Now, you use this all throughout the presentation, throughout your entire presentation, but it starts right at the beginning. So when I'm out there on the phone or in person, but especially on the phone, it works really, really well, when I say to someone, hey, Jordan Belfort, calling from XYZ company in New York, uptone, uptone, uptone. So watch. Hi, I'm Jordan. Hi, this is Jordan Belfort, calling from XYZ company in New York. That's a declarative, declarative, declarative. Hi, I'm Jordan Belfort, downtone, calling from XYZ company, downtone, in New York, downtone. I made a statement. You're like, oh my God, here we go, another salesperson. You already start narrating against me. How do I get this person off the phone? How did they get past my screen in the first place? Oh my God, oh my God, I'm so busy. Your dialogue's going a mile a minute. Oh my God, I get this guy, right? Versus you saying, hey, at Jordan Belfort, uptone. They're like, who is Jordan Belfort? Do I know Jordan Belfort? Calling from XYZ company? From XY in New York? It's almost like you're saying, right, you know me, right? That raising your voice up, phrasing it as a question, what it does, and you're going to laugh about this, so it essentially puts someone's mind into search mode. Like, do I know this person? Am I supposed to, met them before? I don't want to be thought of as being, having a bad memory or be rude to not remember someone. That could be important. I was told that's a bad thing since I'm yay big. And because of that, rather than saying, I don't know you, you'll say, well, I don't think I know. You'll say, yeah, hi. You'll hedge your bets. And you'll say, yeah, I'm doing okay, great. So it's watch. Hey, Jordan Belfort, calling XYZ company. How you doing today? So I follow that tonality up, that phrasing and declarative as a question. I then follow it with the, how you doing today? The amped up greeting. So now I've stacked two tonalities together. So first I phrase the declarative as a question, which confused the person. It's almost like it's the equivalent of, that spinning wheel of death on a computer? Well, they're so busy trying to process, do I know this person? Which company is that? Do I know that company? That's the spinning wheel of death is going. And while that spinning wheel is going, they can't be narrating against you and plotting how they're going to end the call. So rather than, while that spinning wheel is going, they're like, yeah, okay, And you're like, how you doing today? They're like, okay. And now you have a great greeting. And you say, now, Jim, then you go to the next one, we'll go to the next one next, right? And then you go to another tone. Before you know it, bam, you control their inner monologue because they can't keep up with all these extra words they're hearing and all the emotions that they're generating. And by doing that, by stacking those first two tonalities together, you've controlled that person's inner monologue. And just so you know, you put me next to any person who's on the phone cold calling or even in person doing a greeting, and I promise you that I will literally double their production, get twice as many leads if it's for getting lead gen, right? Because what happens is they will simply talk in declaratives. I will phrase things as questions, and before they're even one sentence in, they're like, oh, another stupid salesman. I don't do that. I use these powerful tonalities to control the person's inner monologue, and I start leveraging that and building up rapport, creating scarcity. So I use all these other methods, and before I know it, bam, I've gotten 30 leads for the day, they've gotten 5. That's why it works so well. You get it? All right, so those are two very powerful tonalities. Let's take another short break here so you can lock in these learnings with a quiz, and then come right back and we'll plow forward. I'll see you in a few minutes.